I watch a film every other day, and today I watched the movie Unclaimed, streaming on Ebony Life on Plus. I've had the subscription since they started, but the only film I've watched there is Ajoshe Paul. And now, at last, there is a reason to use my subscription again. This movie is by Bjorn Steven. It opened in cinemas last year, and I didn't even know that it was out now on streaming until I saw it online. When I tell you that this film, it's directed by Bjorn Steven, it stars Elma Mbadiwe. I've not seen her like in a leading role before. At least I don't remember. It also has Kunle Remi. It has Jaiye Kuti in this. Teniola is in this. A couple of people. The storyline, like without giving spoilers because this is the non-spoiler section, is a woman wakes up and there's like a knife in her hand. There's blood on the floor and her husband is missing. What happened? When I tell you, you guys, when I tell you guys, when I tell you, this is the kind of thing that I live for. I'm a huge fan of mystery thrillers, like thrillers, mysteries, horrors, like those types of things. I live for that. And this is my kind of thing, like this kind of domestic thriller. Because another thing that it does is that it's very successful at keeping you guessing, but at the same time, not straying from the story that they are telling. That is, there are possibilities that are happening that you're thinking, did this happen? Did this not happen? Because obviously she wakes up and did she do something? Is something larger happening? What is going on? And when you're playing, when you're watching it, you're having your own theories in mind. And all of them are substantiated by the film. And then when you finally get to the revelation, I don't want to tell you about any of that. I'll save that one for the spoiler section. But just know that I had this is the kind of film that you'll be saying, hey, Jesus. Oh! At least if you're me, because that was me watching, especially like there was a part of the film that I said, yeah, 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 yeah. No, it was a good time. I had a good time watching it. It's very in that vein of like if you know like the especially Black American kind of thrillers, like the Fall from Grace, that kind of like film. But it's just a good domestic thriller. I think you will have a good time watching it. It's now streaming. You can check it out on Ebony Life on Plus. And now I'm very, very ready. I'm brimming to talk about this with spoilers. So, spoilers ahead. Let us go. Okay, now that we're in the spoiler section, first of all, let me just start from the beginning. One thing I really, really loved about this film is that it kept me guessing because at the beginning I was like, did she kill him? And this starts happening. I start having that thought when we start watching the abuse. Let's talk about that abuse. When I tell you that there was not even much of a honeymoon period, the minute that they have the moment together, their first intimate moment, and they exchange where she's like, I'm going to be Abioye Johnson, and you can just be Johnson. And it's kind of like, I wish I could take your name. And she's like, oh, but if you were adopted, we couldn't have done this. Literally, the next scene after is when she now finds the photoshopped pictures of his face. And from there, the abuse just starts. Now, at that moment, I was like, Omo, this was very, very abrupt in the way that things switched. But then by the end of the film, when you now realize that he now says that it was that moment when she said Abioye Johnson that I'm keeping my father's name, that like it just triggered everything. I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Like, why there was such an abrupt shift. The other thing I want to say is that Omo, the abuse, like the abuse, call her pig, you the smell, remove that thing when you go there, where you know fit you. He was abusive in every single way, like chipping at this girl's confidence. And then you're now after my life, you're giving me threats, you're hiding my inhaler. Like I was like, yeah, 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 yeah. That's the part I was like, because this is a man that before when I get together, you were promising me, oh, you're dating all these other small boys. Come, let me be the one that will take care of you. Even then, I was kind of like, oh, madam. Like, even the girl, and I'm happy that Omar Omidada said something that I was thinking, because when, she doesn't say yes to the proposal, some other that kind of says it, I'm like, but you, Steph, madam, you're a grown woman. So when Omar was saying that, I was like, yes, because we can't even say that you were really forced into this thing, because you entered it at the end of the day. But now when you don't enter, that's what I was thinking when I was watching that. People that have been in marriages where they realize, oh my God, I made a mistake. What is that moment like? Because I can't even imagine that you're already now in a marriage and you just realize, oh my God, I made a mistake. That must be like, hey, what do you do? So that's when I started thinking, she might have killed him. And you know what? Good for you, girl, if you did. Good for her. Good for her. That's what I was genuinely thinking. I said, if she did it, good for her. Beg, hide the body, my sister. You have gone through enough. But then later in the film, where it now just keeps going, I start going, no, I think maybe he framed her. Because again, I was like, only two of them seem to be in that room for what the film has shown us. So if his body is missing, she doesn't really have any recollection of like killing him, and she's genuinely being honest, then the other thing is that he's framing her. So I was like, okay, is that she killed him or he's framing her? So I started having those thoughts. I started having those thoughts. Now, by the time the end of the film comes and we now realize that he indeed framed her, I really liked it. And let me tell you why I particularly liked it. I've noticed that sometimes with mystery thrillers, they do this thing where, in the sake of doing a plot twist, they will introduce something that we never saw in the film. If you watched the review I did of a movie called No One Has to Know, that was kind of my criticism about that film. What I liked about this film is that when the revelation happens, it's not a plot twist more so than it is a natural revelation, because everything that we now see, we've kind of already been having the ideas because it was planted throughout the film. It's not like at the end, mom, me that did this, or like the mother did this, because that's what some films kind of like to do these days, where they'll just throw in some random thing for shock value. I don't like that. I like that in this one, the film, like the things that were set led to the natural end of the film. And like I just like that it was one or the other. It was, did she kill him, or did he frame her? And it was that he framed her. Now the question is, why did he frame her? And when we now start seeing it at the end, again, we've already seen all of this kind of in the film, that he felt unclaimed, like the film title suggests. He did never actually say that in the film, but when you now think of the title Unclaimed, now what happened, you go, oh yeah, he never felt like he was claimed, and that's what like led him here. Because from his parents that locked him in the house and went to go and club, then they died in an accident, then his whole extended family was not even taking him. Now, so the things you're like, okay, I guess it's always felt like he had to like fight for family because he's always been rejected, he's always been unclaimed. So that's why he now felt this need to do this thing. Is it the most perfect reason? Can you poke holes in this? Probably. But for this film that they're trying to show and they are doing, it makes sense for the film that we've watched. So I really, really liked that. It's also interesting to me though that Bjorn Steven had this concept and chose to make a mystery thriller film about it. Like some people would go maybe drama or stuff, but to make a mystery thriller, like I doff my hat to Bjorn because it was good. Like it was a very interesting film, and I just liked, because I guess maybe I have my biases towards mystery thrillers because I really love them. But I like the fact that she took this concept and she made a mystery thriller from it. Now, other little things I want to talk about. First of all, Jaiye Kuti. I just love Jaiye Kuti as an actress because she just always brings an energy to her acting that I find interesting, comedic. Like I just enjoy Jaiye as an actress, but not the character of Simi blaming the girl, her own child, for her removal of her womb, as if the girl had any part to play in this. Like I was born. Sorry that you're now hitting me because of my birth. Like, madam. Another thing I want to say is that I like that at the end, Mary, the main character, doesn't let anybody off the hook. Even the investigator that comes and tells us, oh, my brother, so I took it personally. She said, what do you want me to do? Should I now come and give you tissue after what you did to me? The mother to see me when she's coming at the end to come, and now my girl is like, you're not going to, after what you did, you cannot be serious. So I like the fact that she held everybody to task. Like she held them all accountable for what they did because they really played in this girl's face throughout this film. My final thing though, that I was just like, Mary, wow, you really didn't let anybody off the hook. Madam, you were not bright at points, because how are you gonna be packing your bag and you're not telling the person that you know is your abuser that, look, I get evidence. I don't even have the evidence here. I even have more on the cloud, and you're still in the house. Only two of you. You've not yet escaped, madam. Of course, things were going to go bad. Even at the end, where she's now like, she has like escaped, and he's like, Mary, where are you? Where are you? And she now comes to the bat. Madame screams as she's running to him. I say, if you quietly walk the way you've been quiet before now. Mary said, what did they do you? Mary too, she was not the brightest at times, but at the end of the film, at least you got your vindication and you held everybody to task. And as a whole, I just like this film. Sometimes I love when a person has an idea, like even just like a kernel of an idea, and says, let me build this story and let me make it something bigger. And for building to have had this kernel of an idea of an unclaimed child and said, let me do this and make it into a compelling mystery thriller, it's just very interesting. And while I keep saying Biodun, I have to remember that she's not the one that wrote this. So the writer, to Gift Collins, big ups to you, because this actually took brains and like smart, and credit to you too, and credit to Bjorn Steven and everybody that was a part of making this. I thoroughly enjoyed this film. Shout out to everybody involved. All right, if you've watched this film, I'm very curious to know what you think in the comments. Please let me know, because what did you think? Did you like it? Did you know? I'm very curious to know your thoughts. Also, if you've watched this whole video and have no idea who I am, my name is VDK. I'm the curator of this VDK Film Club. And if you have reached yourself in this video, that means you're not a part of the club. We watch a film every other day and we discuss about it. Welcome, come along with us. All right, until the next film that I watch and the next video that I make, have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.